Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. EQ Nostalgia here, and I've avoided making this video just because I didn't want to bring any attention to little old EQOA. But this whole lawsuit with Darkpaw and the Hero's Journey server has me a little freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure there's people in our community who've been thinking about this, right? And then inevitably you come to the conclusion, they're not going to bother with us because we don't take away, anything from their table. It's not like we're pulling subscribers away from EverQuest 1 or 2, and absolutely not. I mean, EQOA was such a slept on game. So many people still to this day don't even know it even exists. It's like the red-headed stepchild of EverQuest, right? It's the red-headed bandit, you guys. For those of you who don't know, that EverQuest Online Adventures Quest, it's rather notorious, very popular. Anyways, just to give you a little bit of background about me, if this is your first time through the channel, obviously the channel's named after EverQuest Online Adventures. I started back in 2011. I met my wife in that game, which is why it's such a big part of my life. Actually, this November marks 20 years we've been together. So, that's crazy. Time flies, huh? But yeah, it's one of those things where if it shut down, and we're not really playing it right now, kind of waiting for EQOAEmu, but we have another server called Sandstorm, and it took about 10 years for the community to reverse engineer a PlayStation 2 MMORPG and get it back up. To my knowledge, nobody's ever done anything like that ever. So EQA was the first to do anything like that. So yeah, it took a long time and a lot of effort from a lot of different people doing different things. It was a massive team effort. And if that got shut down now because of THJ, and I feel differently about THJ than a lot of EverQuest 1 fans do. I've played EverQuest 1, I play it here and there, but it's not my bread and butter. And there goes Fippy now. It's just one of those things. Your first MMORPG, it's there's nothing like it, right? EverQuest Online Adventures is a lot more faithful to EverQuest 1 than EverQuest 2 will ever be. And it always frustrated me that so many people slept on it. It's a console game, right? I understand. But the bones are 100% classic EverQuest. The death penalty wasn't as steep. You got debt, right? You didn't drop your stuff. But you still didn't want to die. The way that I would sum it up, and this might be heretical to some people, is EQOA took everything that was great about EverQuest 1 and trimmed out all the fat. So, some people aren't going to like that statement, right? Like I said, but that's the way I see it. You could kick back with a controller, relax in an amazing world, wide open, no loading between Hollis down into the depths of Guck. I go everywhere in that game without ever having to experience a load screen. If you wanted to travel, you had to sign ledgers in every town, and then you had to go through each town getting a load screen every time. So there was a bit of a penalty there. We still had, wizards and druids that would teleport you and whatnot. Very classic, amazing, old school MMO. If you haven't checked it out, look into it. I've got videos here on the channel. I'll link one now to show you how to get started with that. But why THJ pisses me off is I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with the idea to charge money where people could donate to get like items in the game. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but people would donate and then they get some sort of advantage in game. This is the reason why, one of the reasons why I left Turtle WoW a couple of years ago, because I thought, this might get shut down, and it's not, because it's being hosted. They're smart enough to host it over in Russia, which THJ wasn't. And B, they're charging money for something that is not theirs. And any way you slice that, pardon my language, it's fucked up. You don't own it. Who are you to charge money for it? That's the thing. I mean, we've seen a lot of people from the early days in this project with EQOA, back in like 2013, trying to get money. There was this big drama on Facebook where somebody came along and they're like trying to set up monetization for it, and Corsten stood up and was against it, and other people in the community were against it, and they shut that idea down. To this day, I still see people asking, how can I donate to this? You can't. You can. Let's be very clear here for anybody who might be watching at Daybreak, not that I have any illusions that that's happening, but just in case, we have never taken a single dime for anything to get EQA back up. Everybody who has done this, it's been pure passion as fans of the game. Like I said, this game is not a threat to you at all. You're not losing any subscribers because none of us were going to go and play the originals really anyways. And I've heard people say, well, THJ didn't really take from the TLP servers or for EverQuest Live. They haven't really. Yeah, they definitely have. I've seen a lot of people talking about how on my server, all of a sudden, when the Hero's Journey popped up, I couldn't get a group for raids. I couldn't get a group for this and that. It definitely had a negative impact. And yeah, I believe that it did. Now, one of the things about THJ is you can play multiple classes, I believe, as just one character. So it's more solo friendly, which actually sounds pretty cool. Everybody knows I'm a bit of a purist over here. I often give Sandstorm crap for changing the most minuscule thing. It's like, no, you have to keep it pure. You're the first server. Damn it. Stay pure to the source material. Then we can get crazy, you know, we can with another server. But it's not my server to make that decision, right? I hang out here. And I do respect what they've done for the most part, despite the fact that, you know, I've got a bit of a history. We're not going to get into that. Bit of a history with some of the devs. But yeah, it's a little freaky. And one of the reasons why it kind of freaks me out is just the other day this happened. We cracked 400 on Sandstorm. Now, I've heard that Quorum had to shut down. Well, Quorum shut down intentionally in order to honor Darkpaw. They were just like trying to be respectful, and they're like, look, we're going to shut this down. How can we go about this and be in your good graces where you don't come after us? You know, please, don't tase me, bro. So they shut down. I think they're back up now. They shut down, and then there was the stipulation, supposedly, I'm not positive, but this is what other content creators have been reporting, that they could come back up, but they have to put a cap on players. So something like 1,200 players, which they surpass easily. After that, people have to sit in a queue, which pisses off a lot of people. Because Quorum didn't do this, and Quorum's being punished for it. So the entire EQOAEmu community is like, whoa, we've had a good relationship, with Sony, and then later with Daybreak, and now Darkpaw. This sucks. What's going on here? And it's one of those things. I've had my issues with Daybreak. When Columbus Nova first swept in and bought up Sony, I was not happy about it. This channel, I mean, I started it back in 2011 for EQOA, but it really started to take off when EverQuest Next was a thing. That I gained a lot of subs and a lot of traction on this platform when that happened. And when they shut that down, first of all, I saw the writing on the wall and started talking about it, and I got a ton of shit from people. Basically, all of the EverQuest Next subreddit hated my guts because I was posting videos about, hey, this isn't happening. Read the writing on the wall. This thing is screwed, man. It's not happening. Landmark is a scam. I'm pissed off. And some people really didn't like that. And it turned out it was true. And from that moment on, I've had a little bit of bitterness towards Daybreak. Now Darkpaw. It's just one of those things, man. It really hurt the channel. That was supposed to be the moment where this channel took off, and it didn't. So, EQOA, I love EQOA, but it's an obscure game. You're not going to get a ton of people to watch your channel over a game that, not a lot of people even knew existed at the time. Back then, the PlayStation 2, It was so early. You needed a network adapter to get online. Most people on consoles were not playing online yet. It was ahead of its time in basically every way. And it suffered because of it. A lot of early online games suffered because of it. Resident Evil Outbreak comes to mind. That game got a second life when they brought up private servers, and some really popular streamers brought attention to it, and it blew up. It's crazy to watch it get popular. That seems to be a theme in my life with things that I really like. Like the band Type O Negative, they weren't really that big, and now they're a lot bigger than they were back in the day. I always said they were going to have the Pink Floyd effect. Like they were going to get bigger later on, and they did. I don't think they were appreciated in their time, but they're niche as well. Like most people aren't into gothic metal, right? It's not, especially today. Even back then, it wasn't really that big of a thing. But yeah, it's a thing. I like stuff that's kind of niche. It just I don't mean for that to happen. It just does. And I'm sitting here at this point, very concerned about EQOA, and like I said, you can look at it two ways. The first way you look at it is, well, EQA is not a threat to them at all. It's not pulling from their base. It's not doing anything at all to step on their toes. And then you can look at it the other way. If they win this lawsuit, and they are going to win, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that somebody who's charging for an IP that they don't own is going to lose this lawsuit. Okay, they're definitely going to lose. Now, when that happens, like I said, they might just say, let's clean up everything now. Let's get rid of everything that's a possible competitor or can challenge the IP or whatever. Because if they don't, one of the things about all this legal jargon is that if you let somebody do something with your IP for a certain amount of time and you don't stop it, I guess they can claim rights to it. I don't know. I don't think that would be possible in this situation because they continue to bring things out for it. It's I believe if the IP goes untouched for a number of years, it's considered like abandonware, and then anybody can do what they want. It goes into like public domain or some such. But yeah, either way, I think it's kind of freaky. And yeah, I'm not happy with THJ for causing this to happen. I don't think we needed this attention. The private server community did not need this negative attention. And at the same time, it'd be wonderful if Daybreak could somehow come out with a way to give people what they want. I used to play on a server called, it was a mod called Multi Theft Auto. I played on the Sit2 server. It basically turned GTA San Andreas into an MMORPG. It was epic. I made a video on it years ago. It's ancient. I'll link it for you guys, but it's really interesting. And it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people, I made a lot of friends, and yeah, my memories of that game are almost as fond as my memories with EQOA. It was epic. But what Rockstar did was a lot more intelligent. They didn't sue them. They didn't tell them to take it down. As a matter of fact, GTA Online took many things from that server and from the overall modding community, period, and implemented it into their game years later, many years later. But yeah, anyways, that's how you do it. If you're feeling threatened by another server that's using your IP, why don't you hire them? And if you don't hire them, you have absolutely every right to take their idea and make it your own, even if you're going to be an ass about it. And just be like, we're going to take that, we're not going to say anything, and we're going to do it, and we're going to polish it better than you can because, well, we have funding and we have a staff of people. THJ was, I think it was like 2 people who put that server together. And I'm not saying it's not clever, it's a very clever idea, but to charge for it? What are you thinking? You just put a target on the back of every EQOAEmu server and EQOA. I'm very pissed off about that. So my feelings are kind of mixed. I'm not happy with Darkpaw. I'm not happy with THJ, but at the same time, I can see why Darkpaw would do this, and I can see why THJ is cool because, they were giving the community something to do, and it's a passion project. But at the same time, you can't charge for it. Everybody knows this. Like, this is common knowledge. You don't... It drives me crazy. I don't know what they were thinking, man. I guess they weren't. They were just seeing dollar signs or something. I don't know. I understand it takes time and effort to do this stuff, but yeah, I don't know who the hell they thought they were. You can't do that. And now, and it's very obvious now. Obviously, everybody understands that no, you can't do that. And the only reason I said that Turtle WoW hasn't been taken down is because they had the foresight to host somewhere else where they can't be touched. And if THJ wanted to go that route, well, too late. It's too late now. So if somebody wanted to come up with something like that, then they could probably get away with it. But then it's going to create more animosity towards the other servers that aren't doing that, and they might just say, well, F all of you, we're taking all this down. So, any way you slice this, it's bad. It's bad for Daybreak, or Darkpaw, because it doesn't look good. It's a bad look. There's a lot of people who have said, I was staying subbed to the legit servers to live to support you guys while I was playing over here. A lot of people do that. You know, they've got a good moral compass. They're like, all right, I'm playing on this other server, but I still want to support my baby here. I don't want it to go away. I want to make sure they stay supported. And they're pulling their support after this move. They're not subbing anymore. So this isn't something that's going to help Darkpaw in the long run either. A lot of people have mentioned that. It's really not. It's a bad look. And with such a niche community, you know, it's just not good. It's not good. The whole thing, it's a shitty situation, man. And I wish I could somehow reverse it. Obviously, it's not up to me. But yeah, I'm rambling on now at this point. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this? Down in the comments section below. Do you think that EQOA is in even a little bit of trouble? Because I'm worried about it. I'm definitely worried about it. Hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.